I told you that the biggest news development from the tech world doesn't happen to be Twitter or Threads or anything from the ChatGPT and Bard world or even from the smartphone world. In fact, the first segment was all about a big EV launch, and now we got to tell you about what Netflix is doing, and it's not so good news. They're planning to clamp down on password sharing. Let's be honest, all of us share our passwords with friends or family, but Netflix now has decided to finally clamp down on this in India. They tried this in other markets, but now it's time for India. Is there any sort of backlash from you, the Netflix consumer? Are you going to be signing up for a new account? How is this going to work? We're going to come to you, the Tech Today community, but first, let's figure out what Netflix is up to with this new clampdown on password sharing in India.
Netflix has finally dropped the shoe in India by restricting password sharing, a feature that it has been talking about for years now. Netflix account holders will no longer be able to share their passwords with their friends and family members sitting miles away from them. One Netflix account can only be accessed by users living under one roof, or as Netflix calls it, one single household. These users can access the account while they are in the house or on the move or on a vacation. The company has announced strict regulations to keep users in check. Netflix will verify a home device by verification code, and that device has to connect to home Wi-Fi network for at least once in a month. The streaming platform has put off this moment for years now. Back in 2019, when Netflix saw a drop in subscriber count, it identified that password sharing was eating into the subscriber growth. However, the COVID-led lockdown brought a wave of new subscribers to the platform, which masked the extent of password sharing issue. Back in 2022, Netflix witnessed a loss of 970,000 subscribers, which was the largest quarterly loss ever. That's when Netflix started restricting password sharing in some parts of the world, but Indian users were largely unaffected until now. It was a risky move as it was expected to anger the consumers who have a pool of streaming platforms to choose from and question the company's goodwill that it had built over the years. It was a strange turnaround for the company that had once tweeted, "Love is sharing a password." There was a backlash from users in the markets where it was implemented, but to everyone's surprise, in the second quarter of 2023, it gained 5.9 million paid users as compared to losing 1 million in the same quarter last year. While the growth has dialed down the pressure on the company, drawing a hard line on who should be allowed to share a password is a tricky task. There are still many questions like, should kids be allowed to share their parents' password while going off to college or moving to another city? What if I travel a lot or have a second home? Well, these questions are yet to be answered by the company. Until then, if you like sharing your Netflix password with your loved ones, hold on tight. It seems like it's going to be an expensive, not so chill ride from here on.